Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me here at Evolutionary Energy Arts. Have you heard of the blue zones? Well, the blue zones are areas in which people reach 100 years of age, and they do it in a healthy manner regularly. And so these are really interesting spots around the world. And if you look at them, you'll see they're within really the same, they're in a very close range as far as the latitude goes of each other. And so these are spots in the world where people are very healthy and vibrant even at an advanced old age. So what is their secret? That's really, a key question. And how can we adapt to what they're doing? Because these are diverse places. Obviously, Loma Linda, California is not going to be too much like Sardinia, Italy. Icaria, Greece is very different from Okinawa, Japan, as is Nicoya, Costa Rica, different from Italy or Greece or Japan or California. Yet there's something that these people are doing that is enabling them to live to a very ripe old age and also to do it with abundant health. They are way healthier. They're getting around better at an advanced age. They're feeling better. They're not on a lot of drugs. And they're not walking around with walkers. How can we do that? How can we become more like what they're doing? So the blue zone is a concept used to identify a demographic and or geographic area of the world where people live measurably longer lives, as discovered by researcher Dan Buettner. And so he picked these 5 places as being the ideal places where people live the longest. And they do have some things in common. Social engagement, constant moderate physical activity, they eat a lot of beans, semi-vegetarianism, less smoking, and they're very family orientated. And it breaks down even more. If you look at them, you see there are crossover areas. So Loma Linda, California is actually a Seventh-day Adventist community. It has a huge Seventh-day Adventist community there. As you know, or hopefully you do, Seventh-day Adventists are vegetarians, and they follow what they believe the Bible tells them to, as far as diet goes, and just also cultural things. So they consume a lot of whole grains. They're kind of isolated culturally, which turns out is healthy in some circumstances for sure, as far as being with your peeps, people that you vibrate with, people that make you feel good. So they have high soy consumption. They don't drink alcohol much, if at all. They have a strong faith-based belief system. Family is very important. No smoking, plant-based diet, constant moderate physical activity, social engagement, and beans. Now at Sardinia, Italy, fava beans, a lot of fresh wine, red wine, empowered women, sunshine gardening, and then that same core group of family, no smoking, plant-based diet, constant moderate physical activity, social engagement, and legumes. Okinawa, Japan, no time urgency, very, very laid back. Likability, turmeric. Turmeric is so healthy for us. And then they also have high soy consumption, no alcohol, and a faith-based system there. And then the core ones are again similar, and it's the same core beliefs. When you break it down, and this is an article on eating to break 100, because that's the goal in these zones, and they have more centurions than anybody in the world on average. And so in Greece, they have a distinct version of the Mediterranean diet, emphasizing olive oil, vegetables, beans, fruit, moderate amounts of alcohol, low quantities of meat and dairy. And again, if you've watched any of my nutrition videos, there could be a conundrum if you are needing to drop a lot of weight, because high protein consumption is good for building muscle, and it's good for stimulating the metabolism. It's good for losing weight fast, and especially restricting carbs in that sense. If you're trying to do it quick, you could do it quick with high protein and high fat consumption and watch the carbs. And as long as you're running a caloric deficit of like 300 calories a day minimum, you'll be fine and you'll lose weight fast. However, as far as longevity, the higher protein diets are not good for longevity. It causes more uric acid buildup, causes more waste product. It wears out the body. It's like we're running an engine on a very, very high octane fuel that's going to burn it out. It's something that for longevity is not really good. So moderate or low protein is better for longevity. And that is something that pops up in these diets as well. So if you want to live to 100, you're going to have to be plant-based for the most part. Have some fish if you're going to eat meat. The beans are a great source of protein, but they're also a great source of fiber. And fiber has many benefits. It'll obviously clean out your colon, keep things moving. Has a great effect on cholesterol levels. It has a great effect on keeping the body lower fat. And so this is part of what's going on here. The people who live in the blue zones, 5 regions in Europe, Latin America, Asia, and U.S. researchers have identified as having the highest concentration of centurions in the world. They move their bodies a lot, so they're active. Activity is key. Again, exercise and just even moving, just even walking is so important. Think of it this way. When we sit and we're not moving, your lymphatic system is having a hard time doing its job because your lymphatic system doesn't work on a pump. It works on gravity and motion. And so in order to clean toxins out, you gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta get going, get the body busy and consistently. That's why it's like when people I train, I recommend that they walk twice a day. If you could walk in the morning, a few miles, and walk at night a few miles, it's so healthy. Especially if you're out in nature and maybe with a friend where you could have a nice conversation. That's a great way to start and end the day. Now, these people also have very strong social circles that reinforce healthy behaviors, and that's key. They take time to de-stress. They're part of communities, often religious ones, and they're committed to their families. And what they put into their mouths, how much and when, that's very important too. So there is a book you could look up, The Blue Zone Solution. They have a whole program and a website that's really kind of cool. And they are really largely free, these communities, of afflictions like heart disease, obesity, cancer, and diabetes. So you definitely do not want to have a high BMI, or BMR, or no, BMI, I'm sorry, if you're looking for longevity. So being lean is great for longevity because you want to get rid of the visceral fat, the fat that's all around the organs. It inhibits energy flow, and toxins are stored in fat. So as we were saying, there's several things that they have in common and things that we could incorporate into our life. Downshifting. Reverse disease by finding a stress relieving strategy that works for you. Meditation, yoga, Qigong, Tai Chi, things like that. And also, doing it with like-minded people. So wonderful. Purpose. Have a purpose every day. Having a purpose adds 7 years to your life. So when you wake up and you feel like there's things you really want to do, there's things you want to achieve, and it's not like you have to, I have this sales goal for work. That's stress. It's different. Purpose is much more about what gives you inner satisfaction that you're passionate about, that you want to do. For me, it's making these videos. Plant slant. Put less meat and more plants on your plate, and that is so key. So key. You have cholesterol problems. If you have any sort of problems going on, digestively, more plants for sure, and it'll help you control weight. Now, it turns out, wine is fine. It says wine at 5. Enjoy a glass of wine with good friends each day. Now, for so many people, it's not bad. to drink alcohol, as long as it's done moderately. 1 or 2 glasses of wine is a great thing a day, because socializing with friends is wonderful. Having some laughs and just relaxing and chilling and allowing your brain to kind of shift to neutral, it's a healthy thing in the long run, as long as it doesn't turn into something that is abused or something that you absolutely have to have. Family first. Invest time with family, and add up to 6 years to your life. And your family could be people that you're not blood related to. It could be that soul family, that spiritual family. The 80% rule: eat mindfully and stop when it's 80% full. Again, don't overeat, don't stuff. You shouldn't end up a meal and pat your belly and say, oh my God, I can't move. That's not healthy in the long run. Move naturally. Find ways to move more. You'll burn more calories without thinking about it. Low impact exercise is great. The right tribe, and this is so important: surround yourself with people who support positive behaviors and who you vibe with. And in this case, it may not be your family. It might be friends. Belong to a faith-based community and attend services 4 times monthly to add 4 to 14 years to your lifespan. It just de-stresses and gives you a sense of a greater beingness. Doesn't mean that you have to become quote-unquote brainwashed in any way, shape, or form, as long as it's people that give each other support. So these things are so important, and they're keys to a healthy life. And again, this is another way of looking at it, and I'll have all these links in there. And this is their website, and they have Blue Zone lessons, longevity secrets, and they have a project, and they're building communities. Very cool recipes, all sorts of stuff going on, and it's definitely a positive thing. Now they have a test that you could take to see how long your life expectancy is and how much more you can improve it. So looking at mine, and I'll share it with you guys. I think I've told you before, I'm 52, and I would think I'm relatively healthy. I'm 5'11", 173 pounds at the moment. So my life expectancy, you're healthy. This is before you start having any sort of health issues. 76.2. My overall life expectancy right now as I'm going is 84.4. And they say I could drive it upwards to 97. So I could potentially add another 12.6 years to my life if I followed some more of the protocols that they have found out of the Blue Zone tests. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. And like most of you out there, if they were years in a walker or years in experiencing Alzheimer's and dementia, who would really want them? But if I could still be healthy and vibrant in mid-80s or even the 90s and still enjoying life and still contributing to society, then that's pretty damn cool. So I thought I would share this with you guys. As always, thumbs up, help support the channel. Like and subscribe if you have not subscribed, and then share with your friends and family so that they could be made aware of some of these things that might help them achieve a healthier life and just a more enjoyable life. I thank you all so much, my friends, for joining me once again, and thank you for being part of the ever-growing Evolutionary Energy Arts family. Take care, my friends.